Hey Battlefield gamers, I've got a question for you. Do you prefer open weapons or closed weapons in Battlefield 6? Now, it seems like the developers have decided to go with open weapons in Battlefield 6, and I want your opinion. Let's get into it. Let's see what the community has to say. But first, like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Please check the links down below in the video description as well for a bunch of cool techie stuff, including these awesome SteelSeries Arctis gaming headphones, which are amazing. Come follow me on X as well, where we share Battlefield 6 news every day. Come say hi. Follow me on X, Blaze2KX on X. Link in the description. But yeah, closed or open weapons in Battlefield 6, let me know in the comments section. So if you don't know what I mean by that, basically closed weapons refers to the traditional class-locked system where each class, whether it's Assault, Engineer, Medic, or Recon, is restricted to specific weapon categories, like Assault Rifles for Assault, SMG or Carbines for Engineer, to enforce role identity and balance gameplay. Open weapons, by contrast, allows any class to equip any primary weapon, promoting flexibility, but often leading to imbalanced squads where players prioritize meta guns over gadgets, as seen in Battlefield 2042, which obviously, as if you've been watching my streams every day at 1 p.m, every weekday at 1 p.m. Central Time, where I play 2042, obviously you've seen me run around with an assault rifle I'm trying to level up to unlock attachments for on the Recon class. I've been running the the FS 2000 on Recon to basically level it up and get some new attachments and complete the weekly challenges and missions for the free battle pass. And you're able to do that in 2042. I'm able to run the Recon class with the spawn beacons and the tugs, the motion sense and tugs device, with an SMG if I want to. You know, it gives you that flexibility. You can run Recon, you can run Engineer with whatever weapon you want. And I like the flexibility, I do. But you know, having it be closed weapons to where you are limited to you only using marksman rifles or sniper rifles with the Recon class, it does lock you in and give you a role on the squad and in the team and locks you into that role. That's not bad either. There's pros and cons to each. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. Let's take a look and see what the Battlefield community has to say over on X about this, because Battlefield Intel over on X asked the question, and this is what people had to say. So Chad Vitale says, open. I like having choices, not to mention that no one thinks stuff through when playing these games. There would be less people playing other classes if it was closed, because the player base will always go with the meta weapons, and if Assault or Engineers have them all. That's true. That's true. If basically one of the meta weapons at the time is basically an SMG, we're going to see everyone play the SMG class. So when you open up the weapons to everybody and for every class, then basically you've got a little bit more flexibility, right? And I think that's not a bad thing. I mean, I think we're still going to see Recon class, the majority of Recon class players, you know, play with sniper rifles and do long range sniping and stuff, just because the gadgets and stuff suit that a lot more. And I think that's a good thing. So for me personally, I think open weapons is a good thing, but a lot of the Battlefield community disagree with that, which is fine. AI Swarm says the only people that like closed are people who can't shoot bubblegum and walk at the same time. Simpletons. Open is a more preferred option, and the reason being is if you have the same crap, you're going to get bored. With closed, open gives you endless variables and keeps the game fresh over time. Only, I don't like that word, but only those people with TikTok brains prefer open. Wow. We're getting heated debate here on the comment section on X right now. This is all we ask for. Simplistic UI. This guy's just going completely off the deep end. He's saying, this is all we ask for. Simplistic UI, just like Battlefield 4, and have carbines, DMR, and shotguns for each class, and also the amount of weapons too. Bring back 5 squads. Bring back squads of 5. Is that too much to ask? To really just listen to your player base. Wow, okay. Closed because it will force people to play their role in PTFO. This is not COD. I think Battlefield 4 did it best with closed weapon categories, that each class should be focused on Assault, ARs, Engineer SMGs, Support LMGs, and Recon snipers, and they can all use DMR shotguns, special weapons, and carbines. Closed by a lot, however, I don't think having open as an option will be as big an issue as many people believe. I think most Battlefield players will stick to closed, and the COD fans who play Battlefield 6 once or twice will not keep the open playlists alive long term. I prefer closed. The difference in the beta felt night and day. Interesting. Mark Dinosauro says open. If someone is good, shouldn't be afraid of a sniper with infinite bullets or with rockets. Hee. I prefer open just because I can fill any role my squad needs and still use the guns I want. I understand that might not be the canon approach, but I also don't understand why Battlefield players cry so hard over something that hardly affects anything negatively. Colton says, I like both. Sucks when assault class has OP AF weapons, but you want to play Recon to have a spawn beacon, which is now assault, sadly. That's true. They did move the spawn beacon to assault class, which I have no idea why. Like, why? Why would he move the spawn beacon to the assault class? As a sniper, you know, you want to find your sniper's perch. You want to keep going back to there. You don't have to spend half your game running to get to the perch that you enjoy sniping from, right? Having the spawn beacon is kind of nice for the sniper class. I have no idea why they moved it to assault. Obviously, assault players are on the front line. If you're pushing an objective, you're obviously a lot of people that are pushing the objective, whether it's conquest or breakthrough, you know, you are on the front line. So pushing forward the team with spawn beacons, you know, it does help a lot. I have noticed a lot on Battlefield 2042 with the Recon classes. The Recon class is the only class that has the spawn beacon, obviously, and a lot of Recon players typically tend to stand far back at the back of the map and pick people off from a distance, so the spawn beacons aren't really being used effectively. You know, what's the point? You're trying to spawn in on the front line to help push forward the objective, and then your squad's spawn beacon is like, you know, 200 meters back, you know, behind a cliff where the sniper is just perched camping. I can see it from that perspective. I think maybe we should have some sort of spawn beacon for Recon and assault. Maybe not just one or the other, okay? I see it from both sides though. It really does not matter that much if someone wants to use a specific weapon. They will just play that class. I'd rather have a million assaults with LMGs than a support who doesn't revive or heal. Very true. As fun as it was, the strategy level to the game with weapons being limited to set classes was always much better. Class set weapon archetypes and the additional universal types like carbines was a much better system in practice and balance. Mr. Strange says, closed, that's the way Battlefield is intended to be played. What's the point of soldier classes if everyone can use all types of guns? I think to counter that argument, obviously gadgets make a big difference in terms of how you play. A lot of the gadgets for Recon are more suited to sniping. I think people naturally are going to stick with their classes, you know, stereotypical weapons. If you're going to pick Recon class, the gadgets benefit Recon class the most, benefit sniping the most. You're more than likely going to pick a sniper or, you know, a marksman rifle or whatever. There may be some cases though where you want to mix it up. You want to use some gadgets in a certain class but run with a different assault, you know, a different weapon like an SMG to level that SMG up. You don't want to be stuck playing engineer for 4 hours because you want to level up one of your SMGs, you know, and not have the fun of using some of the gadgets in other classes. I am a fan of open weapons, okay? Let me know if you disagree. Anyways, we'll end it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's a hotly debated subject right now on Battlefield 6. I think the devs are going to go with open weapons as they've shown. And like it was in 2042, and I'm okay with that. Are you? Let me know. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon, check the links down below, stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Battlefield 6 or gaming video. I'm Blaze2K, and come join me every day at 1 PM Central. Come follow me on X at Blaze2KX on X. Peace.
Let's go.